Hello, I am Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Entertainment. And today
this is you know him.
Yes,
Hello.
we are joined by our brother Michael, and he's going to be with us today discussing the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And we are going to give you our spoiler thoughts on this episode. So if you don't want any form of spoilers,
then don't stay.
Well, yeah, you can come back after you've watched it. But so let's get into it. You guys know I've told you from the trailers that my interest was kind of neutral,
kind of blasé,
Yeah, it really was. Like I was going to watch it, but I wasn't like pumped for it. And
I wasn't like wee.
Yeah, and I'm
so excited.
I would have to say after this first episode, I'm still there. Like they've not got me like really excited. I understand this first episode is really just kind of
set up.
Yeah, set up and going back and showing you how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. That it didn't make for the most exciting first episode.
Right.
Michael, what were your thoughts on that?
Weigh in, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't super pumped about it to begin with, so that could be factoring into it. But what I saw was very unstimulating. Like,
yeah,
I'm not. I mean, I'm going to watch all of them.
Yes,
but it kind of, when it's a tiny show that's like 30 minutes, it does. I know you said you don't mind it. It gets on my nerves to just get one little episode at a time. But even if they would have released like 3 episodes a day, I wouldn't have like just been like, oh, I got to see the next one.
Got to see episode 2.
Yes,
it was very okay.
I think again, a sticking point to me with these Star Wars shows and even some of the Marvel shows, I guess, is I'm getting tired of like the 35 minutes when there's only like 6 to 8 episodes max of a series.
Stop trying to make 30-minute episode shows a thing.
Yeah, I just think
this is not a sitcom.
I think there should be enough to get. I mean, let's go even back to the day of like hour-long TV on actual television. They were 42 minutes. Can we even get to the 42-minute mark?
And now we're used to on Netflix
an hour.
And Hulu, all these original series, they do kind of standard 45 minutes to sometimes a little over an hour each episode.
Well, think of Stranger Things. Yes, you only get 8 episodes, but every episode is 50 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So
I would rather 4 hour-long episodes than all these little, because they're going to have their filler episode thrown in there, and then it's just like a real waste, when you've got to watch 35 minutes where they're just kind of filling time.
Yes.
And that's almost how this felt. Like they just kind of filled the time and showed stuff from the past and really didn't do a great job, in my opinion, of kind of threshing out like the big question of how he got out of the Sarlacc. I mean, it just was real vague. He just burned his way out and then pops out the sand on the other side. I mean, and this is something that people like debated for like 40 years. And this, that's all we got.
It's kind of hot in those sand monsters.
Well, and beyond that, because these are such short episodes, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's not that this is just all filler, because again, they're establishing background and kind of where the story's going. But I think it's on the side of where the story's going for me. I feel like a little more should have been established in a opening episode.
I have no idea where the story's
going. Yes, and I feel like
that's what it could be. It could be awesome. That's what we don't know yet. I'm just saying I'm open to it being more interesting.
It's just if they're going to do 35-minute episodes that don't give you tons, then you probably just need to give the whole show to us at one time. Let's binge it, because if not, you just kind of feel robbed. You feel robbed at the end of the episode, and you're like, okay, like
that's it for the week.
That's it.
And
now I
really
should be interested.
It has to be really efficient, and I guess they tried to do that, but it didn't efficiently establish any reason why I want to watch this series.
Yes, and say even with The Mandalorian, the opening episode. So
we know what got you.
It got the world. It gets pretty interesting.
Got a little defensive.
It gets pretty. I wasn't defensive. I'm saying that was a good hook. That's what you have to do on a weekly episode.
Michelle's not wrong.
Is the very end of it? You're like, what's that? And then you've got to stay tuned for the next episode.
It got me.
Yeah, where you don't really have that. you don't have that Grogu type, ooh, what's this at the
Yeah.
end of this episode. Again, I'm gonna watch it.
More
and-
of an awe.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
believe that I believe there's going to be a lot of surprises, and this very well is going to get good. If you guys go back to when we first did Wanda, I hated the first 2 episodes of
Oh
Wanda.
man, I think we debated not even doing a review because
Yeah, we hated
it was
those so bad.
We were like, we don't want to just, be awful about it.
Yes, but then it got better.
Got a lot better.
So I'm thinking that,
But it has to get better.
it does.
Yeah.
We would hope that this gets better. Again, it establishes, but it does it to me establish enough of where the show's going for an opening episode that's only 1 episode for the week, in my opinion on that.
I think it's kind of like it wasn't bad, but it can only go up from here, and
It-
so we're gonna hope it goes up.
It
from
wasn't
here.
bad. It was just as blah to me as the trailers had been.
Well, he takes over Jabba's throne, which we already knew. From
Yes,
the other,
Mandalorian.
and he's establishing himself not through fear like Jabba, but he's going to take a different route.
Yes.
And I like
And
that.
The only real action are these people that attack that we have no idea who they are. There's no connection to them in any other Star Wars, and it just kind of is like a pointless fight scene. I mean, it's
Right.
like, well, we have to do some kind of action, so we'll throw this in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. And then you were really bothered, Michael, by when he's in the BAFTA tank, like the mask doesn't cover his nose,
Michael
so I
is
guess the
bothered by
water's going
those.
in and out of the nose.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a pet peeve. It's like, why would you do that? I mean, that's, Luke had the little clamp over his nose in the back of the tank. Vader, I think
had
like
a full
a
mask.
full mask, which
Yeah.
makes sense when you're underwater. It just, to me, it's like that's a detail that shouldn't have been missed. But I mean, it's probably not a detail that's going to bother many people.
Okay, so we've given you our, I guess, more negative thoughts on this episode. Things that I did like.
It can't always be sunny, people.
Things that I did like. Tamika Morrison is always good in this role, and someone they could bring back in this show would be some of the clones, because he's the clone, so they could bring them back, different people.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of possibilities.
Oh, there's tons of possibilities, and with that whole intro, I actually had the thought he has to have some serious bad feelings about one Han Solo. So could he appear at some point, as we ask in another
Are
video?
you saying he might be burning with rage within
He may not have
for one Mr. Solo?
he might not have reached forgiveness yet for one Mr. Solo. So we'll see how this goes, where it goes. But I also will say too, Fennec Shan, I forget the name's actress.
She does a great job.
She does. She has a lot of charisma.
Yeah.
Even in her small role in this part, she was one of my favorite standouts in this, because she's one of those actresses, whether it's her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she's just likable. Like, she can play a bad person and you like her.
Totally.
And-
yeah, like, and when she's sitting on the edge of his throne,
Yes.
they look like a good pair.
Yeah,
good
so hopefully
partners.
we get more true Boba and Fennec Shan action moving forward, establishing more. I know, again, they had to do the flashbacks for this episode. But again, my critique is just that I feel like I guess Michael didn't feel he got enough of how he truly got out of the Sarlacc pit, but then I didn't feel like I got enough.
I didn't even think about that till he said it, that a lot of people would probably feel that way.
I don't feel that I got enough of where are we going by the end of
Yeah.
episode 1 is my critique of that. Anything else?
I mean, I think that, like, if you're really into Boba, you're probably
Yes.
going to like it. If you're not really into Boba,
Which I'm not.
I'm not sure that I don't know.
It's gonna float your
They
boat.
might surprise me, but again, they didn't do anything to surprise me in the first episode.
They did not. And again, guys, I'm expecting, we've been told there's a lot of surprises, because all the footage from the trailer was from this first episode. So I feel like
that's true.
I feel like we can only go up from here. Is going to be my positive note that
That's my review of it.
that I end this on. And again, I really enjoyed Fennec Shan, and that actress is great. And Tamika Morrison, it's nice to have him back as Boba Fett. So we'll see where it goes. But that's kind of our thoughts on the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Well,
thanks to Michael for stopping by.
Oh my gosh. Veronica Corningstone over here. But anyways, if you are not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also give the video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye guys.